What is going on YouTube? Welcome back to JD's Nerdverse. We're doing a playthrough today of Hitmonchan, the punching Pokemon with some gloves on. So I named him Gloves and I named our rival Mittens. Go ahead and watch this battle. We beat him pretty handily. Let the games begin. If you haven't already, like, share, subscribe, and let's dive into this. So, Hitmonchan, the punching Pokemon, got some boxing gloves on, kind of a skirt thing, some clog shoes. I'll go right to the battles in Vermilion Forest, or whatever it's called, Vermilion Forest, whatever it is. And go ahead and watch that, and I'll talk a little bit about this Pokemon's stats. So this Pokemon starts off with HP is 50, Attack is 105, so Attack is our best stat. Defense is 79, Special is 35, there's no Special Defense or Attack, it's just one stat in Gen 1, and Speed is 76. So good speed, good defense, great attack, decent defense, decent speed, and HP is not bad, but Special is definitely our worst stat. So that means any move that's not physically damaged is going to be a move that Special either enhances or creates a deficiency. So yeah, that's our stats. We start off the game with Comet Punch and Agility. Now Comet Punch is an 18 base power, 85% accurate move. Here's our rival fight. Go ahead and watch. It's not very hard. It's very trivial, to be honest. The only thing we have to worry about is potentially getting put to sleep by the Pidgey, or I'm sorry, Sand Attack by the Pidgey, not put to sleep. That'd be really scary if the Pidgey could put you to sleep and Sand Attack you. That'd be the worst thing ever. But Comet Punch is pretty effective against both of them. But Comet Punch, however, in general, is not a great move. Here's the Million Light Years Trainer. This battle is easy as long as the Sandshrew does not Sand Attack us. Comet Punch is 18 base power, 85% accurate, only 15 power points. So it'd be a little bit better if it was more accurate. And it'd also be a little bit better if it had more power points, and also be a smidge better if it was actually fighting type. Even though the name Punch is in it, it still classifies itself as a normal type move. So that's not too big a deal, but the fact that we face Brock first does make it a big deal. Brock is rock type, so he's resistant to normal type moves. Now we got to level 18, and that was the level I got to where I was like, I think I can do this consistently without having to do a bunch of replays. So that was why I got there. Now, I made a blunder here. Now, it's great that we got by Geodude with all of our health. That's fantastic. That was exactly how I wanted it to go. Okay? But what I didn't do is I did not deplete all of our agilities. So, Comet Punch has 15 power points. So, when that runs out, you have nothing that can damage Brock until you deplete all your power points for agility. And then you can use a move called Struggle. Okay? I forgot to do this. I had completely planned to do this. To diminish, go find like a Metapod, get agility down to like 10 power points or 12 power points, whatever it takes, and then go fight Brock with all my Comet Punches and agilities in like 10 or 12 agilities intact. But I forgot, so we use up all the Comet Punches. There's the last one. Even though I got critical hit, it wasn't enough to knock it out. And now I'm just biding time until he knocks me out because my defense is low because he's done Screech a dozen times. So I went, depleted a lot of my power points for agility, and then came back. And we're going to refight this battle. Now, Comet Punch, like I said, is not a great move. It can hit 2 to 5 times. So if it hits 5 times, great. You can do a decent amount of damage, and you can, because of our high special, or our high speed, we can critical hit, and all of them critical hit. So that's good. But the problem with this Pokemon is the fact that we have agility early. Agility is not the problem. The fact is it's 30 base power points, and so it doesn't help us early. So agility is great for later game because what agility does is ups your speed. So it boosts your speed stat by 1 stage. What that does in later game is it does the badge boost where you can boost your stats that you have for gym leaders that you beat. You get a badge that boosts your stats by 12.5%. According to a gym leader you beat. Brock is attack stat. Lieutenant Surge is defense. Speed is Koga. And I think the last one's Sabrina. Sabrina gives you a boost in your special. Right? So if you haven't beaten any gyms yet, you don't get that boost. Okay? So I'll explain a little bit of that later. We're on Route 3 right now. And Route 3, there's not much about Route 3 other than just managing power points. Making sure you get through here. Make sure you're not stuck in a battle where you run out of Comet Punch power points, and we even added Bye just to have an extra move, and not running out of both of those. Because again, if we get down to using agility, we got to use agility 30 times before we can use Struggle. Alright? If you know what Struggle is, if you run out of power points and you have no moves left, Struggle is a 50 base power move your Pokemon will automatically do. And it does a little bit of recoil, but it is a pretty decent move whenever it gets you out of a tough spot. And some Pokemon can only use that early because they have a garbage move like Teleport or Splash and things like that. So yeah, that's... But back to the badge boost. So Agility does not do that in the first gym. The first gym, we don't have any badges. We haven't beaten Brock yet, so we don't get the badge that gives us the attack or our stat or boost in our attack stat. So only thing we can do there is increase our speed. And the thing about this Pokemon is most of the time we're going to outspeed Pokemon. Is the pretty fast Pokemon. It's not the fastest, but it's pretty fast. And usually we're going to be higher level than most Pokemon, so we're probably going to outspeed most Pokemon in this game. For the most part. There's some subtle early examples where it may not be the case. Onix is actually pretty fast, so we were high enough level to outspeed him, luckily. So that's just one example, but there's a bunch of other Pokemon that we may not outspeed, but it's few and far between when we come across those scenarios. Okay? So that's not something we're concerned about, is speed. But Agility basically holds a spot on our move pool the entire game. So that's kind of the downside to it. Eventually, it does help us, because it does help boost our attack stat for certain fights in the game. Like, we're going to fight Misty, and being able to boost our attack stat against Misty makes it so Misty's kind of a trivial battle. You'll see that here in a little bit. But I just want to let you guys know that. And we don't get any other moves until level 33. So, only other moves we can get is the one we're getting right now, which is Mega Punch. And that's a TM moveset. It's 80 base power, 85% accurate. And this will pretty much be our ace move for a decent portion of the game until we get to Body Slam. If you ever seen any Pokemon playthrough, Body Slam, it's the secret sauce, man. It's the move. It's the one to use. It 85 base power. It's 100% accurate. It has a chance to paralyze. So, but Mega Punch is not bad. It's 80 base power, 85% accurate, 20 power points. The only downside you have to worry about with it is it can miss. It feels like 15% of the time. Feels like about 50% of the time sometimes. But all in all, it's a pretty solid move. And like I said, you're watching this and we're just blasting through what's left of Mount Moon as we move on to Misty and her area. But we're going to fight our rival first. The rival fight here can be tricky with Pidgeotto. Pidgeotto knows Sand Attack. So Mega Punch is not a one-shot. Sand Attack hits us. Now here's the problem with Sand Attack is it lowers our accuracy. Luckily, he didn't go for multiple ones. But now we're going to use Agility. Agility is going to up our speed. Not a big deal. But because we've beaten Brock, this ups our attack stat. So if we just hit a move, that's one shot from Comet Punch. We haven't even done multiple hits from a Comet Punch yet. Now I only did 2, so that's kind of garbage. Squirtle has pretty high defense, so it is what it is. By the way, it's kind of dumb here that the rival does not evolve Squirtle into War Turtle yet. They evolve at level 16. I don't know why he prolongs it. So that's our rival fight. Third rival fight's not hard. Actually, the next 2 rival fights aren't very hard. It's the one in Silphco that's the tricky one. We'll get to that here in a little bit. So a little bit more about this Pokemon. This Pokemon has a massive disadvantage. I have not mentioned this yet, but these 2 Pokemon usually get compared. This one and Hitmonlee. Hitmonlee had a stab move early and didn't look back. This Pokemon does not get any stab moves. I was looking at this long before I started playing, and I was just kind of scouting and seeing which playthroughs are going to be tough, which one's going to be good. And I saw that this has like all the elemental punches. Fire Punch, Ice Punch, Thunder Punch. And I was like, huh, that's pretty cool. This Pokemon has a lot of elemental punches. That's a lot of coverage. This should be great. I can't wait to play for this playthrough. But then after some playthrough and after looking at stats, those elemental punches don't do so hot whenever you have a special that's only 35. So, yeah, wasn't that enthused, and the fact that we don't get any other fighting type moves is a huge disadvantage for this Pokemon. Sorry, I yawned there and I didn't want to make the noise in the mic. So now we're fighting, I'm going to go ahead and show this fight, but I just boosted my attack so we can 2-shot a Geodude, which is a rock type. But we are twice its level, so we should be able to 2-shot it like that after some stat boost. Now let me rephrase this. If this was a fighting type move, we wouldn't have to boost anything. Those have been one-shots by far. We wouldn't have to boost anything. So, alright, so moving on to Misty. Misty can be tricky. I think I actually attempted her before I attempted our rival, but I just wasn't high enough level yet. So, Agility will boost our attack by 2 stages. Well, now it's 2 stages. So 12.5% 3 times boost in our attack. One shot on this so now it went back down because we leveled up. So that's something else that happens with the badge boost. I'll tell you that in a little bit. Alright, so we beat Misty. But whenever you boost your attack, once you level up in battle, it resets back to what the base stat is that you actually have before the badge boost initiated. So this is Sandy. We got 3 Sand attacking Pidgeys. We knock out. Very good. And now we have, I don't have a name for this person yet. I think it's just, I'm going to call him X for exposition. Spear, we take 0 and we eradicate the Eradicate. And we move on to our 4th rival fight. This rival fight is very trivial because we have picked up Body Slam. And we have high attack and Body Slam's 85 base power, 100% accurate move. One-shot knockout on the Pidgeotto. One-shot knockout on the Eradicate. One-shot on the Kadabra. And it's a one-shot on the War Turtle. Very good. We knock it out. We move on. Mittens is no problem right here. And now we're fighting Lieutenant Surge, which Lieutenant Surge to me is actually going to be Lieutenant Surge the Trash Man. Because all he has in this gym is his Pokemon are trash, and all he has in this gym is trash. So we do Agility twice. Boost our attack. Maybe one more? No, we didn't want to risk it. I didn't want to risk something happening. And I leveled up again. So it kind of undid the badge boost. But we outspeed the Raichu now, so which is good. We just don't have enough damage because the badge boost went away. However, we still get the knockout. And we move on to Mount Moon. Now, Mount Moon is not bad. It's nothing super crazy in here. But the problem with Mount Moon is we just don't have anything that's super powerful against anything. Okay? Nothing here. We don't have a fighting move to beat the Hiker. We don't have anything to beat these Pokemon here that are like super duper effective. It's going to do a lot of damage because our stats are high. But we just don't have high damage. And also, we're starting to get into Pokemon that start using more special moves rather than physical attacking moves. We have decent defense. So we can take physical damaging moves. But what is the issue is special moves. Like fire, like ice, like electric, like psychic, like things like that. So that's where we're coming across now. I don't know why I put this specific battle in here. However, it is a tough one because we're not doing a lot of damage. It's a rock-type Pokemon. We do Paralyze, which is good, but it goes for Self-Destruct, which I kind of held my breath for a second while Self-Destruct that I did that. By the way, I don't think I've actually mentioned this. I might start putting this in the rule because I've been asked about it. I play at 4 times speed. Some of the footage is sped up a little bit more because these are trivial things, and I like to get to what I call the landmark fights of the game. The rival fights, the gym leader fights, sometimes the Giovanni fight, the Elite Four. Those are landmark fights. Those aren't changed very much. Those are 4 times speed, and for a while I was slowing those down, but I'm not going to do that anymore. It took forever, and sometimes I pause and think when I do those landmark fights, so it prolongs it, and I don't like doing that. So we get the knockout here, and I was quite certain I was going to get knocked out, but we get the knockout and we win that battle. So now we move on to, now we're in Rocket Game Corner. In Rocket Game Corner, we finally get our first level up move, which is Fire Punch. Fire Punch is a 75 base power move, 100% accurate. It's fire damage, so if you come across someone that takes fire damage, you're great. Like a grass type or whatever. It'll do special damage as well, so something that's slow special, this does special damage, so that's good. But we don't have high special. Now, I don't show this on camera, but I do buy vitamins. So I bought some calciums and gave it to this Pokemon to try to help boost its special a little bit. Unfortunately with this Pokemon, we don't have a lot of what are called stab moves. Stab means same type attack bonus, which means we don't, like a fighting type move. We are a fighting type Pokemon. It has to be the same. The only stab move we can get in this game is Submission. Submission is the 80 base power, 100% accurate, or 80% accurate move. It has recoil. It's garbage. It's bad. Does not work very well. It is like literally just hot garbage. It does not work. It's Blaine's gym, or I'm sorry, Lieutenant Surge's gym. It's garbage. Okay, so there's garbage everywhere. It's just not good. So we can do that and have the chance of missing 20% of the time and having recoil and it just not being reliable, or we can go with some moves that are reliable but just won't do as much damage. So that's the trade-off you have here. You can go with this one move or do these other things. And now we're on our 5th rival fight. We're going to do agility on the Growlithe because all he can do is Ember. We just don't want him to burn us. That'd be the worst case scenario there. Mega Punch is a one-shot, very good. Kadabra, one-shot, very good. And War Turtle one shot. Not a one shot, but hell, it is what it is. And we beat Mittens and move on to Erica's gym. Now, Erica's gym is not going to be difficult because we do have Fire Punch, and I think we eventually get Ice. Yeah, we get Ice Punch right here. Good. So Ice Punch, that's good because now we have 2 elemental punches that we can use, 15 power points each. Does a pretty good amount of damage. Like I said, I just did Fire Punch. It didn't knock out a Weeping Bell, and we're higher level. So that's, like I said, the not having high special is really killing us right now because some of these special moves, like Fire Punch, are not one-shotting things that should one-shot with this high of a level discrepancy and stat discrepancy, so on and so forth. But that's the detriment of our special attack. You're seeing it on full display. Now, Bellsprouts get knocked out. They have low defense compared to an evolved Pokemon. So you're going to see me fight Weeping Victory Bell here in a minute. And Victory Bell, Fire Punch, which it's super weak to, only does like a third of damage. And we're, like I said, 10 levels higher. So that's the trade-off we're getting right now, is this Pokemon has these elemental punches but does not have high special. So it is what it is. Even in like future games, it doesn't have high special. It has high special defense, but not high special attack. So, and we're getting these last couple fights in. And I love fighting in gyms because you can get so many fights in such a small condensed area, and it's so efficient on your time. You don't have to run around, you don't have to find people. It's all in one area, and it's fantastic. So now we are facing Erica. So look how much Fire Punch does. Less than a half, about 40%. So Body Slam is more effective, even though it's not a super effective move against it. It's 85 base power. Okay, Vileplume is a 2-shot. Sleeping Power, scary, but we wake up, which is good. And we get the knockout, which is even better. We get to level 40. We knock out Erica. And we move on to... It was going to move on to Koga, but here's the problem with Koga. Here's the problem with next 2 gyms, actually. Koga and Sabrina both have a lot of psychic trainers in their gym. Okay? Sabrina makes sense. She's a psychic gym leader. Okay? Actually, in her gym, she also has Chandlers, which don't make sense, but I digress. In Koga's gym, instead of having a bunch of cue balls or bikers or whatever who have coughings, wheezings, mucks, grimers, other poison Pokemon, maybe even Zubats, instead of having those in her gym, she does not have those in her gym. She has jugglers who have Drowsies, who have Hypnos. I really think that Koga is just trying to start his own circus. Because if you look at his gym, this is all he has. Jugglers. Okay? It's like he's holding auditions or something for his for it. And he has a tamer, which is like a lion tamer. So that's all he has in his gym. He doesn't have any of the things that would make sense, like a cue ball or any of those things, who have poison type Pokemon all the time. So that's what I think. So now we're facing our sixth rival fight, sorry. And I'm showing this because I'm showing how bad this is going to go for us. Okay? I go in for agility first because I'm trying to boost our stats. Hoping that our stat boost would help knock out this, beat this team. Now, it'll beat most of this team. Okay? We're good enough now to beat most. The problem is we have to set up on the Pidgeot, and Pidgeot we are weak to. So all it has to do is wing attack. It's super effective, and it does a lot of damage to us. That's why we're down to 11 health. And this just shows how bad our special is. Whenever we just got knocked out by a bubble. That's how bad our special is. We just got knocked out by a bubble. Okay? Moving on to our Rival 5 again. We're going to try this again. What I should have done here is just go for the knockout and then set up on the next Pokemon. Okay? 69. Nice. But I didn't. I did not do that. Instead, I went for the badge boost and, you know, took me down to 23 health. It's actually higher health than last time. What I should do is set up on the Growlithe. Growlithe ain't going to do that much damage. So that's what I should have done. And I do that later, but in this battle, I don't do that. Now, there's a thing in this game called good AI. Some trainers have it, some trainers don't. And what good AI is they're going to see me as fighting, so you're going to see some Pokemon only use certain moves that don't make any sense. So, for example, I'm not going to see it right here, but with our rival, he uses, so there's a juggler. Let's count how many jugglers there are, huh? Just kidding. We don't need to do that. There's a lot. There's a lot, and they're all training for Koga's circus. Koga's going from a gym leader to a ring leader, I guess. He's starting his own circus. That's why in Gen 2 his daughter takes over his gym. And I guess it fails because he's like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and go to the Elite Four and become one of them. So I guess that's what happens with him. Oh, man. Koga's such a weirdo. I'm going to adjust this right now. Nope, no, not. Okay, I filmed it that way. So, yeah, we're fighting trainers in here. And what was I saying about psychic types? Okay, I'll go back to it later. So we beat this trainer, and now we're gonna fight Koga. Koga isn't like easy, but he's not hard. Okay, we're gonna use agility. We're gonna hit by sludge, agility again, and agility again. We have no special. We have nothing good special, so we have to use body slam. Body slam doesn't even one-shot the coughing. Okay, which means it's not gonna one-shot the muck either, for sure. So it's about 40%. So it's a 3-shot on the muck. Luckily, he gets nothing off with the Sable. Coughing is not a 1-shot, it's a 2. Wow, we're still badge boosted and we did that much. And then Wheezing, as long as Wheezing doesn't go for self-destruct, we are fine. We do get the Paralyze, which is good. And then we just gotta get one more hit in. We do get poisoned, not a big deal. We at least get the win, beat Koga, and move on from his circus. And now we go to another weird gym. Another weird gym that we have to deal with is Blaine's gym. Blaine's gym, there's a lot of experience in here, so I'll let you watch the battles while I talk. Blaine's gym is also very weird. So Blaine's gym is filled with nothing but scientists, and a lot of the gyms make sense and some don't. The first gym, you have the Brock's junior trainer in there, does not have any rock type Pokemon. Actually has 2 ground type. Misty's gym makes sense. Lieutenant Surge's gym, they all have electric type rockers and old man. I guess that makes sense. Okay, so that would make sense. So Surge the Trash Man, his gym makes sense. Let's go on to Koga. Koga's gym does not make sense. Koga's gym has nothing but a lot of psychic trainers and 1 tamer, which that one makes sense. It has 2 a ground poison and then just a poison type with Arbok. So that one makes sense. Then you got this gym, which is filled with a bunch of burglars and scientists. I really think that Blaine is running some kind of organization where he's stealing technology and having his scientists mimic it, and that's why there's burglars, and that's why there are scientists in one gym. And if you look at it, when you see Blaine here in a second, he is wearing like a lab coat, so he's like he's kind of like a really thin, buffed up Robotnik kind of looking guy. Yeah, look at him here. Yeah, I'm Robotnik. Jim Carrey at his best. Okay, so agility. So remember I said the badge boost? Growlithe will only use agility because I'm fighting type. He is fire type, but agility is classified as a psychic move, and that's the only psychic move he has. So he will continuously use psychic, or a psychic move like agility, and he won't use anything else. Now, his rest of his Pokemon have other moves, and don't have any psychic moves, so this is why I have to do a whittle down fight, and that's how I beat Blaine. Blaine's just bad, so that's how I beat him. But I foiled my plans again, did you? I should name my Pokemon Sonic and beat him one time. That'd be pretty funny. I think actually I did. I think Sandshrew is nicknamed Sonic. So now we're on to our rival fight again. Now this time, I think I learned from my mistakes. Thunder Punch is a 2-shot. Wing Attack doesn't do as much. We are 5 levels higher than we were last time. Now we will set up Agility. Like I said, should do Ember, but he's not going to. Takedown doesn't do much. I have high defense. And Body Slam's a 1-shot. Execute is a 1-shot. Now Execute has Reflect, and that's its only Psychic type move right now. So that's why I kept doing that whenever I fought it before. Alakazam, and now Blastoise. We level up, but Blastoise doesn't have any hard moves right now. There's also subconsciously probably one reason why I chose Blastoise as a rival in this one and Hitmonlee's game playthrough. You can go and watch Giovanni's fight. He sucks. We're gonna kick his butt. But the reason why is I did not want to deal with Gyarados. Gyarados, the rival cheats when he has Gyarados. He gets Gyarados at a level, I think around like 20, or and it has Hydro Pump, and Gyarados doesn't learn Hydro Pump to level in his 40s. So now we're on to Sabrina, who should be the hardest gym. Sabrina and her whip, and I make a blunder here. So I already outspeed. I didn't know this, but I should have known this. I'm 13 levels higher, so I get knocked out on the first hit. Critical hit, Psychic by Kadabra, knocks me right out. All right, let's try that again. So this time I'm just gonna go for broke. Let's knock him out. Okay, let's knock him out. 1-hit knockout. Very good. Frail. Psychics are frail when it comes to physical attacks. Mr. Mime, same thing. Now Venomoth, I should have gone for Ice Beam or Ice Punch, or just gone for the knockout again. Instead I get greedy, I try for more agilities, because I'm afraid that the Alakazam will outspeed me, which he doesn't. It's just me being precautionary. So this took up about a minute of my time, having to redo these. But I should have just like gone for broke, try to knock it out first, and then try to create. Sometimes I overthink it. So 1 knockout, 2 knockout, 3 knockout. Ooh, not 3. I'm sorry. Now it's 3 knockouts. And then as long as we go first, we will knock out the Alakazam. There. Oh no, we don't. But he goes for Reflect. So very good. We get the win, and now we're in Giovanni's gym. So his gym makes sense. A lot of it. Well, actually, these two don't. Neither one of these are ground type. So the Tamer does not have ground type. There's another Tamer right here, I believe. Nope, it's actually a Machoke. So his gym doesn't make sense either. He's got a bunch of guys in, you know, fighting, whatever they're called, keys or whatever they're called. And this is a ground type, so this will make sense. So it's about a mix. I think it's about 50-50 of like Pokemon that make sense and Pokemon that don't, considering some of these trainers have the same exact Pokemon as Giovanni. But this gym is actually pretty good late because they're high-level Pokemon. You can win them pretty easily. Usually these aren't very difficult, and you can just knock them out pretty quick. So very good. You can knock them out pretty fast. Now, like I said, our elemental punches still aren't doing enough. Look at that. That's a Doug Trio who has very weak special and very weak attack, and we did not knock that out in 1 hit with an ice punch, like a bunch of levels higher. So our special still is garbage. Okay, but we have to persevere and get through it. The only counter to that is we could maybe take our attack stat and boost it and just try to do all physical attacking moves. But then we're very limited on our move pool, and we wouldn't be able to hit ghosts at all, except for maybe with Seismic Toss. So that might have to be something I do in a playthrough, where I say, forget all these elemental punches. We're just going to go all in on physical attack. Maybe I'll have to lean into submission a little bit more, and then submission, agility, body slam, and whatever the other move would be probably Seismic Toss. So okay, now we're facing Giovanni. Giovanni is not a very tricky fight at all. He comes out with the Rhyhorn. Rhyhorn is perfect for setup. He only knows Fury. The only move they can hit me with is Fury attack, so I don't care. He'll also usually use a Leer or Tail Whip, which will also help badge boost. And I just badge boosted again, so great. I just leveled up, so it just undid all the badge boosts I did, other than my speed. So I'm still outspeeding everything, but my whole attack stat and special stat boost just went away. Not the end of the world. His Pokemon are kind of garbage. If you look at their movesets are garbage as well. It's not really a difficult battle. In future games, they do fix this. Like Pokemon, for example, Pokemon Yellow, they fix this to make his team a lot more competitive. So now we're under a 6 rival fight. A 6 rival fight should go close to how the 5th one went. Okay, so what we want to do is we're going to knock out, like I said, knock out the Pidgeot first. Knock it out. Very good. We have a Rhyhorn. We can set up on the Rhyhorn. Rhyhorn only knows Fury attack. It might know Stomp. No, I don't think it knows Stomp. You know, it does. Okay, but Stomp doesn't do that much. It's a physical damaging move. We have high defense. Okay. We also could set up on the Growlithe if we really wanted to. Ice Punch is a one-shot. Very good. We're doing very good right now. We just got to outspeed the Alakazam. Very good. And now the last Pokemon. I believe now he has Hydro Pump. So that's a scary move. So we have to have a lot more health when we face him, or we have to be able to one-shot him. So that's the problems we're having right now. So I have to figure out how am I going to get to him with a lot more health. So the strategy here is just go for broke on the Pidgeot. And now he outspeeds us because he went for agility. Awesome. But we do get the knockout. And I accidentally hit Ice Punch. We're going to go for agility on him. Agility again. He tail whips, which is great. Fury attack doesn't do too much. As long as we get one more agility off. Okay, never mind. I think we just got them all there. Now, honestly, what I should do is just go for the setup on the Growlithe. The Growlithe at this point has agility, so that's all he'll do against me. Alakazam should be a one-shot. Very good. Now we're back with a little bit more health on the Blastoise. We bite. Does not knock us out. We get the knockout. Very good. Hydro Pump probably would have knocked us out right there. So now we move on to the Elite Four. Now, the first couple members of the Elite Four are actually not that hard. The one I thought would be the hardest would be Agatha, and she's not too bad. So, we're setting up on Dugong. He's just going to go for rest because it's a psychic move. Good AI. That's what good AI does. Okay? So, we have a free setup on Dugong. We knock it out. Thunder Punch. It's going to be a 2-shot as soon as we get the second attack off. Very good. Slowbro. It's going to be a 2-shot as well. It's just going to go for Amnesia. It does not have a psychic move. Get the knockout. Very good. Jinx. Body Slam because Jinx is very frail. Now the question is, do we one-shot the Lapras? I doubt it. However, Lapras is going to go for Confuse Ray. As long as we can hit it one more time, we're fine. It doesn't have anything super effective against us. So that's why it didn't attack there. Now we're moving on to... Actually, Confuse Ray is psychic. That's why it did that. So moving on to... Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno much. He's kind of it's the Hiker Sanctuary. But moving on to him, he's very trivial. We're going to use Agility just to be safe. And we're going to Ice Punch and knock out the Onix. We'll move on to Hitmonchan. We're going to Ice Punch. Not knock it out, but we do get a freeze. Not very useful at the moment because we've already badge boosted. Thunder Punch is not a one-shot, but we do... Ooh, high jump kick. We get no damage done from that. Barely any at all. I don't think we healed after... what's her name? Lorelei. And then the last one, Body Slam, not a one-shot, but, you know, Machamp goes for Leer. It is what it is. Now, this is the trainer I thought would be the tricky one, which was Agatha. Agatha is Ghost type. We don't have anything super effective against her. The best thing we have is Ice Punch and Fire Punch. That's it. So, Ice Punch, the goal here is let's freeze her. We can get her frozen, we can set up. So, she puts us to sleep, and she pretty much knocks us out very quickly. Now, look at the time here. This is actually not as much time as I thought would take on this battle. Okay? I thought this battle would take a lot more time. I thought this would be the one. So, I don't know if you've ever seen Scott's thoughts. Apparently, Scott, when he played through this, had like a good 50 plus resets on this Pokemon alone. Okay? So, we get the knockout. Gengar comes back out. And the goal, I want to get a freeze here. If we get a freeze, you can't unfreeze in Generation 1 unless I use Fire Punch and defrost her. Okay? I'm not going to do it because I don't have Fire Punch, but that's the only way to do it. You can't just shake it off. You have to use some kind of Ice Heal, whatever. You have to do that in Generation 1. It's the only way to get rid of a freeze. If you're frozen solid till the battle's over. Okay? So she's going to come out again. We're going to go for Ice Punch. Okay, we're going to go Ice Punch again. Ice Punch. We get a freeze. Thank goodness. We're going to go for Agility. We're going to set up. And now we have full setup. And it's not really going to help that much, honestly. Because, like I said, these moves aren't overly effective against her anyway. That was a boosted Thunder Punch and a boosted Ice Punch. And it doesn't even one-shot. After she's already half health. Okay? Ice Punch again. Frozen. We knock her out. Haunter. We Ice Punch. It's 2. One more. Just don't hit ourselves in confusion. Very good. Arbok. Body Slam is a one-shot. Very good. The last Gengar does not know Hypnosis. So we just have to outlast her. We get poisoned. So now that's not great. She's frozen though. He is frozen. So we just have to outdo the poison. Good. We get the win. That was only 3 attempts. Okay. That wasn't as bad as I thought it'd be. So now we're facing Lance. It really wasn't that bad. I'm not understating how I thought that was going to be 5, 10, 20 playthrough, 20 hits. Okay, one shot on the Gyarados. Very good. Now we're going to use Agility on the Dragonair. A Dragonair will only use Agility on us because it's Psychic move. Okay, that's all it'll do. We're going to use Ice Punch. It doesn't even one-shot. That's actually astonishing to me. So now we're going to go for Body Slam. See if Body Slam actually does better. Body Slam does better, so we're going to go for that. Okay, Thunder Punch is not a one-shot, but it doesn't do a lot of damage back to us. So I think we should just stick with Body Slam. We're going to do that. Body Slam, and he will just use Barrier because Barrier is a Psychic type move as well. So now here is the problem. Look at the time right now, 1 hour and 36 minutes and 32 seconds. I got here thinking, oh, okay, I'm not going to get this under an hour and 30 minutes, but I can get this under an hour and 40 minutes. Not a problem. Sure. Let's watch these playthroughs. Okay? These are super effective moves that are not knocking out Pidgeot. Pidgeot seems to be pretty bulky. I'm going to have to check the stats on Pidgeot. Okay, Body Slam is not a one-shot on Alakazam, and he knocks me out. Okay? So I'm showing you a handful of them. I'm not going to show you all of them because I don't think you want to spend have the frustrations that I had. Okay, I just want you to look at the time. I'm showing you a couple battles, then I'm going to show you the last battle. And I'm going to show you what had to happen. So agility, I have to use agility. She's going for sky attack, which we can't even knock out in one hit. So we knock out, we get 60 HP. Alakazam's finally a one-shot, very good. Rhydon comes out, and we're going to try spamming agility. I'm actually hoping he goes for like Leer and Tail Whip, which ups our attack stat and our other stats as well. It does the badge boost again. So that's what I'm hoping for. And we get the knockout on our Arcanine, so we get back to Executor. Executor puts it to sleep, and all he has to do is hit with Barrage. Our defense is kind of lowered because of Tail Whip, so he's going to knock us out. And so we're going to see one more battle. I think I skip ahead to one of the last battles. Okay, and this went on for a while. This went on for a while, so I want you to see the time. This is the last attempt I had before I show you the last like attempt before I show you the final attempt. Okay, agility. We're actually getting a nice setup here. Thunder Punch is still not a one-shot. It is frustrating as hell that you did setup on a super effective move like that, and it's still not a one-shot. Alakazam's a one-shot. That's working for us. Rhydon, Ice Beam is not a one-shot. Horn Drill misses. We outspeed. That's a given. Okay. Arcanine, Body Slam. He gets paralyzed. We get the knockout. We have a lot of health going into the last two Pokemon. Executor, not a one-shot on the Body Slam. However, we do paralyze it. It puts us to sleep. If we wake up and we're able to knock it out pretty quickly, we'd be fine. And honestly, it seems to me that when it comes to Executor, you must have a boost when it comes to being able to pull off and use. And I get the paralyzed here, so I thought, yes. And then I get hit by Blizzard. I'm like, no. So now we go to an hour and 50 minutes. So I spent 11 minutes on this battle. And these battles are pretty fast because we're at 4 times speed. You got to remember that. I probably battled this 30 times. And nothing worked right. So I ended up adding Mimic. I get the freeze early. So this lets me set up agility. So now I'm fully boosted on my stats. Hell, I'll even go for an extra one maybe. I don't know. I'll just go for an extra one. And what we want to do is we want to go for Alakazam. And we want to actually go for Ice Punch again. I'm going to go for Ice Punch again, hoping we get a freeze. We get a freeze. This is a perfect case scenario. Now we can use Recover. In case we take more damage from someone, we can recover and get all of our health back. So now that we're fully set up, we can use Body Slam again. Very good. And now we move on to Rhydon. Now Rhydon, use Ice Punch. I really wanted him to use something to boost my stats again, but it is what it is. Arcanine goes for Takedown. Body Slam. He's got a little bit of health left. He's fully paralyzed. I'm going to use Recover to gain back my health. He uses a full restore, which is fine. I have Recover still. I can keep using Recover. It's not an issue. And Recover again. Now I want him to go for something like Leer. That worked perfectly. So I have full health going into the Executor. Ice Beam. He puts me to sleep. I wake right back up though, which is fantastic. Puts me to sleep again. And this is risky because he could put me to sleep and he can do so much damage. But Recover is going to take a turn to gain back a lot of my health. And that's what I'm worried about. Is if I use Recover, he can put me to sleep again, which he just did. And we woke up pretty fast. That's great. We're going to use Recover one more time. Gain all the way back. I fall asleep. I wake right back up. Barrage doing like minimal damage right there. It's not a lot of damage. Knockout. We have one Pokemon left. And we're going to go for Body Slam. I was pausing here because I'm like, okay, you got to get the right move here. Body Slam. He doesn't have anything super effective against me. Although he can hit something with like high special and knock us out. I'm going to Recover just to be safe. He's going to go for Withdrawal. I'm fine with that. I just need to get one more move in and survive this. One more attack off. Yes. We won. You have no idea how frustrating it was. Now, I played through as Onyx. That was frustrating. I played through with Execute. That was frustrating. Zubat. I was very frustrated at the fact that I got so close to the finish line and I stumbled and tripped for like 16 minutes. Okay, so now we're getting our time. I'm clicking as fast as I can. I go until it says we are the champion, and that's when I stop the timer. So we win the game at 1 hour and 53 minutes and 50 seconds. The worst time by a fighting type Pokemon. The worst time. There's just I should go watch another YouTuber and see how they beat the last rival fight. But the last rival fight, the champion fight, was brutal. It just, there wasn't, I had to get like a perfect case scenario for everything to lay out just right. I kind of want to play through and just go all for physical attacking moves and go for broke and see how that plays through. I really want to try that. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below if I should do that or not. It says on there playtime 17 out. I pause the game, go do other stuff, come back. It happens a lot. Just keep that in mind. I don't go off of that. There's a reason why. Okay? I go off that game time right there of 1 hour, 53 minutes, 50 seconds. So, the schedule coming up, just so you guys know, just so everyone knows. The schedule coming up is on Mondays, like I said, prediction videos. That'll stay the same. Assuming things cooperate with me and I'm able to have time to do it, I plan on doing still a Lord of the Rings game video on Tuesdays. We're about to get into the dark side of Lord of the Rings, the evil campaign, not the good campaign. So that's exciting. I've only played through that like one time, so I'm going to be more surprised than I am right now with Lord of the Rings. On Wednesdays, I have a replay I'm doing every Wednesday. So I'm going to play through in order of the ones I need to replay. I've already done Squirtle, Charmander, Bulbasaur, but the next one I need to do is Caterpie. So Caterpie's getting a replay with the style layout that you're seeing right now. The rules I'm playing through is now, like back then I used Double Team. I don't use Double Team anymore. I have better audio so those things are involved. Thursdays, might do a blend of things, or I'm going to rotate it. It may be League of Legends one week. There's a game I have called Shield Wall that I think people would enjoy. There's also other games out there that I might throw in. So if you have a recommendation, let me know. I like a lot of older games. I don't like a lot of new games, so just let me know what you think, and I may throw it in there. And then Fridays, obviously, is a playthrough just like this one. So if you made it this far, please comment and say, made it this far, and give me a thumbs up. Thumbs up shows you cares. That's it. So I want to thank everyone for watching. I'll see you guys on Monday on my prediction video for Lickitung. You're going to enjoy that prediction, and I think you'll enjoy the video for that when it comes out as well. Have a good one, and see ya.